Alright, what is up everybody? So Anime Defenders has been rolling out a lot of patches recently to try and combat their botting or alt account farming problem, and with these updates they've pretty much made farming infinites impossible. Now don't worry, macroing is not over, and in this video I'm going to show you guys the next best way to start farming gems in Anime Defenders. The method I'm going to be showing you guys in this video has two variations. One is for farming solo with only one account, which I'll have a video for on screen, and this video is going to be how to farm with multiple accounts, and I'm going to be using 4. Now when you're using this method, please do note that the devs are not exactly in support of people using alt accounts to farm their game. In fact, they've dropped an official statement saying they are not on board with people using hundreds of bots simultaneously, and it's kind of like a gray area right now because they haven't officially announced consequences or guidelines for it, but just know, don't go overboard using this method, okay? I wouldn't recommend more than a couple accounts at once. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get your account set up exactly like mine, and if you need help doing that, I have a video on how to farm with multiple accounts. I'll throw it on screen here. And the only thing to be mindful of now is how your windows are split, so mine are split evenly into 4 corners, and make sure that yours look like mine so that the top are overlapping the bottom, and the bottom does not look like this, you know, how it's taking over the top now. You want it to look like this, okay? And you also want to pick one unit that you want to farm kills on. This unit does not have to be very strong because we're just going to be doing the first story stage. So I'm going to be farming kills on my Garp because I want to reroll his stats. Now we're just going to bring all of our accounts into the play area, which will only take a second. Actually, I think you can TP, which would be even faster. Don't know why I'm doing all that. Whoa, they changed the spawns. So just get all your accounts in one place, and we're going to go into the first windmill stage, which should be pretty easy, and I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, once you've got all your accounts in the stage, you're going to want to make sure you have Tiny Task open, and make sure your windows are looking correct. So what we're going to do is first get our character here, our main account, which is going to be in the top left, and we're going to straighten ourselves out with this spawn door, zoom all the way in, make sure our camera is straight on with the door, just kind of like this, okay? We're going to zoom back out, make sure it looks good. Just going to take a few steps back. And right here is where we're going to start placing our units. So I'm going to place my Garp right here. And we're not going to be recording this part, we're first going to want to clear the stage normally. So I'm just going to clear the stage now, and that is so that we can press the retry button on all accounts and kind of loop the stage properly. So first you're going to want to clear it normally, and this is also kind of like a test to make sure your units can clear it, but I'll be back when we clear the stage. We should be just fine. There we go, we've cleared the stage, so this also gives you a good idea of how much this farm is going to be making. This is going to get us around 120 gems per clear, and each clear is going to be 6 minutes around. So you'll get around like 30 to 35,000 gems depending on how fast you clear if you have stronger units than me. With my Garp, it's taking 6 minutes, so he's not the best for this, but I want kills on him. You can get it to be like 5 minutes, and anyway, once we have this screen here, the victory screen, we're going to want to make sure we have our tiny task. I'll go over my settings real quick as well. We want to make sure always on top is checked, that continuous playback is checked every time you start up the farm, and that your play speed is on 1x, those are all my settings. Then I use F8 to start the recording, and Ctrl-Shift-Alt-P to start the playback, but those don't really matter. So what we're going to do is start the recording now, and we are going to, starting from the bottom, we're going to tab into it, then we're going to click play, and then we are going to move forward a little bit, just to make sure we don't get kicked for AFK. We're going to go to the next one, tab into it, then we're going to click play, and then we're going to walk forward a little bit. Now we're going to tap into this one right here, click play, and then we are going to take a step forward. We're going to tap into this one, click play, and we're not going to move at all. So we're going to be ready to place our unit on this one. Then we're going to end the recording. And we're going to save that as multiple account, story macro, and I'm going to save that to my Anime Defenders folder. And there we go. So with the recording saved, I just want to quickly brush over all of my settings. So starting with in-game, we want to make sure that auto skip is on for every account, camera shake is off, low quality is on if you are worried about your computer performance, and then you also want to have your unit info position on left for most of my macros, but it doesn't really matter for this one. As long as you have auto skip on all the accounts, you should be good. And for my tiny task settings, you want to make sure that your preferences are here, that your always on top is checked, continuous playback is checked, play speed is in 1x, and then your recording and playback hotkeys don't really matter. Mine are F8 to start the recording and Ctrl-Shift-Alt-P to start the playback. Those are all of the important settings out of the way. As for how to set up 4 accounts in the first place, I mentioned earlier, I have a video on that. But now we're going to show how to set up the macro itself, the one I just recorded for story. So we're just going to bring every account into story here, and whatever chapter you want really, as long as you can handle it. Personally, I'm just going to go with the easiest one, because I just want to clear it as fast as I can, and also get kills for my Garp, and Garp is kind of weak in story, just because he has such high SPA. Anyway, I'm just going to load in here, and I mentioned in the beginning how we're going to line ourselves up with the spawn and make sure our camera angle is lined up with the door as well. So what we're going to do is just kind of walk towards the spawn, and whenever this text goes away, we're going to zoom all the way in, line ourselves up with the door, zoom out, and we should be good. So now I'm going to Ctrl-Shift-Alt-P, start the recording. And if you're using that keybind, Shift-P is also how you go into camera mode, so you want to make sure you turn that back off if it goes into it. Then we're good. Just to show you guys that the macro works, this is going to be kind of a time lapse here, like I always do in my macro videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe consider subscribing, because I upload content similar to this every day, and also live stream on weekends. But yeah, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one, and have a great day.